2, 3, 4. We are Red and Christopher Henry and their all-star band. And I'll let you know for one thing who we all are. This is on that end of the stage, a person I know pretty well. He left Jacksonville, where he was born and raised, and headed west, and never made it all the way back around 55 years ago.
Finally.
He landed in Nashville for the last 55 years or something like that, including the stint playing banjo for the father of bluegrass himself, Bill Monroe. And if you want to know why I know so much about him, it's because he's my uncle. That's John Hitchcock on the side of my banjo. And Tom, we need the monitors down some, and especially the bass, because we got plenty enough up there on the stage. I want y'all to know Tom Ellis, one of the best sound guys we've ever known. And he's a member of the performing unit as well as everybody else. Here next to me is a young fellow I've known all his life. Like me, he was born in Gainesville, Florida, and he moved with his parents up to Winchester, Virginia when he was just about 5 years old. And he started playing mandolin not very long after that, and guitar too. This is my son, Christopher Henry. And playing bass, we have a person who's been very tolerant of us. She's been playing bass with us for, I guess, over 20 years here at these Florida folk festivals. And she can stand there and play bass for 8, 9, 10 hours at a time. If you watch her, you know she has a good time playing bass. If you listen to her, she plays good bass too. This is Barbara Johnson on the bass. On this end of the stage with me is one of the people who got me into this business a long time ago, like John, and I won't forget. This is a man who has contributed more to Florida bluegrass than about anybody. He's a multi-instrumentalist, and he started the first free weekends for bluegrass in Florida, helped start the first Florida Bluegrass Festivals, helped start the North Florida Bluegrass Association, helped start this festival many years ago. He played banjo, steel guitar, dobro, fiddle, mandolin, and various other instruments. Helping us out on guitar today, this is Mike Johnson.
And this tall, red-haired fellow to my left, yes, I've been knowing him all my life as well, and he's a wonderful father and a disciple of Gamble Rogers in the storytelling, and he's come a long way to play for you here today. Have a nice hand for my father, Red Henry.
And we're a bluegrass band, so we're going to play you a bluegrass song. In the meantime, we'll be playing some Florida folk music, maybe some of Gamble songs, maybe a few of Gamble stories. This is one that Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys played a long time ago. It asks the bluegrass question, why did you wander? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it is nice to be here back at Gamble Fest. We've been doing this festival, I guess, since it just about started. And Gamble Rogers actually introduced my parents to each other at the Livonia Bluegrass Festival back in 1972. I just got one more little detail about it. I always knew that the first time my mom saw my dad, he was drinking from a big old fruit jar. Something clear in there. But she added that Gamble was also drinking a little clear substance from the fruit jar that evening. So that was a good little piece of tribute to know there. We have a new CD out that we've been working hard on the last 6 months or so. like to do you the title song of it here. It's a good old time.
Now, she
Dragon,
was
bluegrass
a
song.
doctor's daughter, wasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard.
And when Gamble introduced her to Red, she turned from pre-med to folk singing. She got her a 12-string guitar, and the next time Gamble saw them together, he said, what does your daddy think about this? What does your daddy?
Let the church roll on.
Let it roll.
So here's our new Dragon Bluegrass song, the title of our new album called The Great Beyond. From dragons born of blood and sea, the tales of yore, strong and deep, by night they flew to reach our shores. Waters ripple like never before, across the stars to the light, to learn the hard way what's wrong and right. We pledge our love, goodwill and bond, and we fly to the great beyond. Millions of years, millions of tears, fiery deserts and destinies, but now to look with brand new eyes and watch the stars up in the sky, across the stars and to the light, to learn the hard way what's wrong and right. We pledge our love, goodwill and bond, and we fly to the great beyond. As dragons grow, some become wise and learn the times what gold buys. We send this prayer to the dragon kin that rippling water might wash your sin. Across the stars to the light, to learn the hard way what's wrong and right. We pledge our love, goodwill and bond, and we fly to the great beyond, to the great beyond, to the great beyond. Good old Dragon Bluegrass song.
Yes, not very many Dragon Bluegrass songs until now. Well, we got also quite a number of good old tunes that we learned in the days of our Calais youth with numerous field trips into the Tri-Cities area. The Tri-Cities area, Waldo, Stark, and Keystone Heights. Visiting with our friend Still Bill. We'll tell you a little bit more about Still Bill directly. But this is one we learned from him an awful long time ago. And they put it on our last album too, didn't we? Red and Chris Flying High. Just because it's fun to play mandolins together. It's called Soldier's Joy.
still will be done. We just talked about needing more dancing in the show earlier, weren't we? That's right. Yeah. We have another song by Florida folk hero here.
Yes, some of you may know our great old friend named Dale Kreider.
Oh,
Who lives on the lake, not far from Gainesville. Dale can't come out and play at folk festivals anymore, but he's been a real inspiration to us. And this is a song that he wrote. Now, Gamble Rogers said something real important about Dale Kreider one time. Gamble said, Dale is a poet. And he was exactly right, because there are an awful lot of singers, awful lot of singer-songwriters, quite a few songwriters. There aren't quite so many poets. And Dale was a poet. This song that he wrote about a friend of his, Tommy Peoples, illustrates that, because there are lines in it which are nothing but poetry. For example, Dale wrote this about his friend who had died. He said, the boughs of cypress are pining. What does that mean? Well, what does it have to mean? It's poetry. There's gray on the rocks of remorse. Gray on the rocks of remorse? I don't know what that means, but it's poetry. And talking about this guy, he actually could dance. Tommy Peoples somewhere had learned to dance a waltz. He could dance very gracefully. And one of the lines in the song is, with a jig to the wind. Now, I've heard of having a jib to the wind. Somebody kind of unsteady and a little bit intoxicated. A jig to the wind? I don't know, but it's poetry. And one time, Dale and Tommy were talking about a mutual acquaintance of theirs, a pronounced redneck character. And Tommy said, oh, he's a dirt road sport. Tommy had a turn of phrase, he's a dirt road sport. What does that mean? I don't know. But when Dale wrote the song is the waltz of the dirt road sport. With a jig to the wind, a bow and a grin, he'd step to the music so light. Those jangles appeal, the cowboy booty goes in a click on the dance floor tonight. And the boughs of cypress are pining, there's gray on the moss of remorse. And Tom dances on, and the gobblers are shining, the sunrise on Calhoun Bar. And that swan in glory, and its top story is as wild as the words could report. But in Jukin or Cutting, he can dance the most stunning waltz of the dirt road sport. Once an ancient Calusa Indian burial mound was revealed by this Lord Calvert Knight. His boot tracks on buckland, his swamp floor was so grand, the wild cracker in sight. He had that swamp in his glory, cabin's top stories as wild as the words could report. But in Jukin or fighting, he could dance the wild stunning waltz of the dirt road sport. With a jig to the wind, a bow and a grin, he stepped to the music so light. Bojangles feel, the cowboys blew the heel in a click on the dance floor tonight. And the boughs of cypress are pining, there's gray on the moss of remorse. And Tom dances on, and the gobblers are shining in the sunrise on Calhoun. Of the dirt road sport. But in Jukin or Funny, he can dance the most stunning waltz of the dirt Peoples could tell a story. I mean, he could tell a story about a cabbage palm and be hilarious. Some people can do that. Well, Christopher, do you have one of your original numbers for us?
Yes, I do. This song came out of an energetic gestation. That was basically brought on by a learning experience, an adventure that I took out to, well, the plan was I was going to live out in Oregon with a woman that I had met on MySpace. Anybody see any problem with that premise?
So far, so good.
So, yeah, well, give it a shot. And so, left Nashville and I got out to, Tulsa, and I was thinking, well, I'm kind of feeling a little weird already, so let's just keep going. And so, I was raised in Virginia and Florida with the trees, and it's kind of my comfort zone with all the trees, You get out to Tulsa and northern Texas, and the trees, they disappear. And so your energetic touchstones around you are gone. It's just, it's not beautiful out there. It's a different kind of beauty. And ended up in Tonopah after a strange night in Las Vegas and had a massive panic attack after drinking like too much 5-hour energy drink and gas station coffee and stuff. And I was like, this is a bad idea. But I didn't have any money. And so called my mama and said, Mama, I don't think this is a good idea. She said, I said I want to come home, but I don't have any money. Talk to your father. So Red got on the phone and he said, okay, CB, we're not going to let you go over the cliff. And so they wired me some money to the Reno Walmart MoneyGram. And she got on a Greyhound bus, went back to Oregon, and I began the journey, 500 miles a day back through Utah and Montana or something, Wyoming, yeah, Kansas, maybe some long states like Nebraska, and then got into St. Louis. Anyway, made it back to Virginia and wrote this song. When I left Nashville, it was in the wintertime. Wound up in Reno where I didn't have a dime. Heard from the desert, she told me to go back home. For I was rambling and I didn't need to run. I saw the tumbleweeds and they were rambling too. Found out in Tonopah that I was missing you. Running from something that I hadn't yet defined. Memories of Tennessee still wrapped up in my mind. I could see the hills where my heart feels at home. I can smell the south in the air, breathing snow, and know the land shows me that my heart is welcome here. the hills where my heart feels at home. I could smell the south in the air. Oh, breathing slow, and know the land shows me that my soul is welcome. Yeah.
We have here another original number for you. This is one I wrote back about 1980. And at first I didn't have a name for it. I was telling the folks in the mandolin workshop that I played it at a recording session one time for the people who were in there. And some of the guys were pretty wild livers here from West Palm Beach. They disappeared in the back of the recording studio and came out a while later with their eyeballs looking different ways and talking about the snow they had in West Palm Beach. And so I played this tune for one of them. Brilliant guitar player, Bill Sandlin. He said, "Oh wow." This is 1980, you could still say, "Oh wow." He said, "Why don't you call it Red Zeppelin?" So we did. got 4 mandolin trios with our then Wyatt Ellis, and that's one of them, is Red Zeppelin.
Yeah. That was a very inspirational tune to a young me. I heard that. I was like, let's see if I can figure a little bit of that out. It was many years later that I heard the story about how it was named. It was always fun when I was little. It was like, oh, we'll tell you that story when you're a little older. Finally hearing all these great, glorious, or something else, bluegrass stories. Doug's got them.
Yeah. We know, Christopher, there are certain songs by the great Florida songwriter Will McLean that ought to be sung at least once a day at every folk festival that ever takes place in the state of Florida. And especially this local one. This is about the great Seminole war chief Osceola, who was held with his companions, his friend Coahuila, Wildcat, and several other Seminole chiefs. In the casement of the southwest corner of the old Spanish fort over there, you can look in there and see that place in the little bitty window. The window's about this wide and 15 feet off the floor that they got out through. The Seminoles starved themselves, greased their bodies, and got out through that window. They made a rope, a primitive rope out of some of their bedding, and got down to the boat, swam the boat, and were gone into the night. But Osceola didn't go and join them. He said he didn't want to keep living in the same world with a white man. He would just stay there, and he died too. It's called Osceola's Last Words. In a dungeon down in St. Augustine, Chief Osceola wept for his people and his chosen land. His body had not slept. Then Wildcat said, "Oh Chief, I beg you God to stand with me against our mortal foe." But Osceola held his proud head high, said, "To this here I die, a Wildcat brother to the grassy water, take the Seminole, and no white man can invade to leave you lying dead and cold. I shall not live among such evil men who mock the sign of truth, this flag of white, and honor not their given sacred word. My name shall be the light that shines in every warrior's soul, and darken it and reaches. They shall never drive us from our land, nor drain our blood like leeches. My spirit walk with those of you who die, and those of you who always will remain upon this blood-stained, blessed flowered land. Must fight and fight again. Blood-stained, blessed flowered land, must fight and fight again. Will McLean. Excuse us while we switch instruments again. We do this a lot.
What's that on the floor there?
Well,
I'm on the floor and I'm not gonna step on it. And look, if you only look that way.
yeah, so we got a little ayahuasca time travel
Oh, hey,
folk song for you here. Okay. The guitar on the guitar player. That'd be great. So this is about a half true story. Woshi, more of the microphone, of the vocal up here.
Is that a technical term?
Scoshy Woshi? Yeah, well, maybe a little Scoshy Woshi more. It was late one night in the evening. The clock said 2:15, and the guitars were in the cases where they go at the end of the show. And I took me a drink of whiskey, and I took me one good more, and I left $20 on the table, walked right out the door. I got into my little wagon, and I headed on up the road, and I crossed the river like I always do on the way to get back home. And I saw the blue lights flashing. It was a good time to take a break. Yeah, I guess that last shot of whiskey really just a big mistake. Yeah, so I went down to see the medicine man so we could turn back the time. I took a drink from the cup in the Amazon and went a ways back to find myself sitting at the bar, and I turned that whiskey down. I traded one cup for another, and I turned the whole thing around. I'll pick it now. Just for plea to stay. And then the next day a neighbor came to pay my bail, and I made it out of the barn. And I got me a ticket on a jet airplane that flew to the Amazon. I met a man named Don Jesus with a twinkle in his eye, and he was way out in the jungle. And he said he'd give it a try, and he poured me a cup of ayahuasca. Blew my poncho smoke neath the stars. And then it happened to me. I was back in Tennessee, sitting at the same old bar. Yeah, you know I went down to see the medicine man so we could turn back the time. I took a drink from the cup in the Amazon and went a ways back to find myself sitting at the bar, and I turned that whiskey down. I traded my cup for another, and I turned the whole thing around. Yeah, I traded my cup for another, and I turned the whole thing around. And I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, thank you, neighbors. Appreciate that, as we like to say in the bluegrass vernacular, just a whole lot.
Here's an old bluegrass tune we actually originally learned from a guy named Still Bill. Now, Still Bill was a sorry man. He was a sorry man. Folks, it takes a compassionate individual to love a three-legged dog. And it takes a sorry son of a gun to name the dog Flat Tire. That's sorry. Please say it with me. Sorry is as sorry does.
Sorry is as sorry does.
Bill said, I'm going to be 53 this year. I believe I'll get married in 2025. I'm tired of holding my stomach in. That's sorry, Chris.
Sorry is as sorry does.
Bill came in to brother-in-law's restaurant on the square at Snipes Ford and said, anybody got a Great Dane tied out back? Northern tourist there said, yes, that's my animal. That's my animal. AKC registered, wonderful beast. He's dead. He's dead? What happened to him? My dog killed him. Oh, what kind of dog do you have, man? Killed a Great Dane? Chihuahua. 3 legs. And how did a 3-legged Chihuahua kill a Great Dane? I believe he stuck it in his throat. Friends, that's really sorry.
Sorry is as sorry does.
We also want to give credit to community organizer in Snipes Ford, Narcissa Nunsuch, the first person known in veterinary history ever to perform the Heimlich maneuver on a Great Dane, thereby giving Flat Tire one more chance. Well, friends, that's kind of sorry too.
Sorry is sorry does. One to grow on.
This is one that we recorded with Wyatt on the UCD. Just because we like the tune a lot. It's called Tallahassee.
We'll send this out to Red's mom, Rainey, wherever she is, somewhere good, I know.
Love you, sis.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have another number here that we learned from Bill a long time ago. Bill is one of the outstanding entrepreneurs of Ocklawaha County, and he and his friends are responsible for the recent economic revival, in fact, of Ocklawaha County, Florida. Bill and his friends are a bunch of rural alchemists. They're not making moonshine, no. What they do is they bleach their used coffee grounds and sell them out by Interstate 95 to the tourists for grits. This explains two things. One thing it explains is the recent economic revival of Ocklawaha County. The other thing that explains is why a lot of Northerners just don't care too much for Southern cookies.
The old Maxwell House grits.
Maxwell House grits, yeah, Chris.
Yum, yum.
That's right, because Claremont does recommend his Maxwell House grits. They'll really wake you up in the morning. Yeah. This one gets sung sometimes at about 3 o'clock in the morning at a picking party. And we thought we'd just put a great non-secular number here for you. We all need it.
Sing along if you own to.
Haha, are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? 2, 3. In the blood of the Lamb, are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotlessly white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Spotlessly white as snow, are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? When the bridegroom cometh, will your robes be white? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Will your soul be ready for the mansion bride? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotlessly white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Lay aside those garments that are stained with sin, and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Let a fountain flowing for the soul unclean, and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotlessly white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? All right, we got a very special number picked out that we haven't played in a couple of years that we're going to be ending up with. In the meantime, we've got, as I mentioned, our CDs with us. We've got 4 or 5 or 6 different CDs, including the brand new one with the Dragon song on it, and 4-man, 1 trios with Wyatt and other good things.
Today is the world premiere of that album.
Wow.
That's right, this is the release day right here at this festival.
Yeah.
This is the first
Dress, folks.
We've been working hard to have them available for you here today. So we got them, I'll have the festival store, which is me in a sack, just outside the door there, right after the set. And we have all those CDs, plus the Songs of Murphy Henry CD, starring Liz Williamson, who did wonderful, wonderful songs on it. And we have also vinyl. We're getting with the 21st century, folks. We have, actually these are, did anybody remember the Red and Murphy Bluegrass Band?
Yeah.
These are Red and Murphy vinyl LPs, all ready to go, still shrink wrapped, all ready for your listening pleasure. And they're the same price as the CDs, 15 each and 10 each if you buy 3, so that's 3 for 30.
Such a-
Pretty good deal.
So, we'll play this tune for you, this little original tune, and then we'll come out and see us tomorrow on the main stage. That's at noon time. We're gonna have a good time. We got a number of very remarkable musical compositions ready for you there. 1 or 2 that Christopher hasn't sung on stage yet,
Jumpin'
I think.
Dewey's.
And also his rather amazing tune, his bluegrass hit, West Dakota Rose.
Hey,
We'll
yeah.
have some real goodies for you. And so come on out and see us. And sit in the back row and holler for Rocky Top or something. This is named after a place where the mandolin players used to gather in North Carolina. It's called Helton Creek.